teacher of mine is Norm Alden from the movie Back to the Future. He played the bartender guy that asked Michael J. Fox, well, you wearing a life vest? That's a nice life vest, or something like that. You know what he said? He said, you know, you're wearing a nice life vest, or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to look at the line. But he also was the voice of Optimus Prime. He was one of my teachers. We're going to drop this one off at a place called Cherry Lane Bingo. It's basically just a couple soda drinks and a pack of cigarettes. Someone's playing bingo. Bingo! There she is, the one and only Cherry Lane Bingo. Gonna drop off the Sprite and Dr. Pepper and some Marlboro cigarettes. Hundreds, silvers, kings. Usually when you go on a bingo joint, it's like B1, B as in Bravo, B1, S2, S2, M5, M5. L3, L as in Larry. That's right, ma'am. L3. Up. We got bingo. We got one. Yep, that's the Ridgely right there. It's a cool little theater. You can rent it out, all kinds of stuff. It's also a church, part-time church. I think it's called the Paradox Church. All right, boys, we're gonna try it. Here we go. Papa's on the porch, Mama's in the kitchen, making her braids, TV in space, screen tones red, little bit white, till she falls blue to the night. Taxman say, farm got ignorant, shine on my lines, got a little time, getting kinda red, turn it all away, going all blue to the fray. Kids in the backyard, dog in the bone, chicken running circles all alone. Angels in the front yard, put the dog in the hall. There goes chicken, circling y'all. Still turning red, maybe a little white, till she falls blue to the night. Turn a little red, turn a little white, to the false blue, to the nice. Tell old red, miss old white, falling blue to the night, falling blue to the night. I got it. So I got it, but I need to work on it so I can get all the little, the part I kind of like though, that's a little tricky, is turn in red, turn little white, in the false blue to the nice, which I really like. So I'm debating on, you know, am I going to make nice kind of a word like nice, you know, so it doesn't sound like night, because I say night in it so many times, because it's to the nice people, nice, to the nice. This is a real good song, not only for actors, but for, you know, it kind of has a Kurt Cobain like simplicity. You know, Kurt Cobain's lyrics were simple in a lot of ways. At times, it has some moments of that, even though, you know, I'm a Kurt Cobain fan, but maybe it has a little bit of that in there, but it's kind of country. I like those aspects, but it's to the nice, because it's turning all red, turn little white, in the false blue to the nice. The false blue is the sadness that we think we have, and tell that to the nice people. Maybe it will go away, you know. Turn little red, turning little red, turn little white. In the false blue, to the nice. It's got a poetic message about things. It's about colors. It's about red, white, and blue. But it starts with Papa's in the porch, Mama's in the kitchen, making her braids, TV in space. Screen tone's red, little bit of white. Falling blue to the nice. Taxman say, farm got ignorant, shine on my lines, got a little time, getting kinda red, turn it all away. Going all blue to the fray. Kids in the backyard. Dog in the bone. Chicken running circles all alone. Angels in the front yard. Put the dog in the hall. There goes chicken, circling y'all. Still turning red, turn little white. Oh, I see. Still turning red, maybe a little right. Till she falls blue to the night. Turning red, turn little white. In the false blue to the nice. Tell old red, miss old white. Falling blue to the nice. Tell old red, miss old white. Falling blue into the night. And I can put that to the nice twice too there if I want to at that moment. If I wanted to, it'd be okay. If I did to the nice twice. It's cool how the lights do that now. They need to be changed instead of just, you know, just completely just going blank and turning off. They blink to remind, I guess, maintenance to change it. I don't know, something happened with the bingo joint. Probably like a live band or something, I don't know. What's going on right now at the Ridgely is a punk show. I didn't get to see what type of punk show, but something went on. Someone fell down or something. They called the ambulance. Some kind of punk show showed up right over there, Ridgely. I don't know what happened. Something. Could be anything, really. There's one of the fire trucks right there. Could have been a false call. It could be really anything. I don't know. Could have been someone pulled a fire alarm or something, especially at a punk show. Or maybe the fog got into the... Because they use fog sometimes, and it might have got into the fire alarm. Time we're gonna try it. Papa's on the porch, Mama's in the kitchen, making her braids, TV in space, screen tone's red, little bit of white, falling blue to the night. Taxman say, farm got ignorant, sunshine on the line, got a little time, getting kinda red, turn it all away, going all blue to the fray. Kids in the backyard, dog in the bone. Chicken running circles all alone. There goes angels in the front yard. Put the dog in the hall. There goes chicken, circling y'all. Still turning red, turn a little wide, till she falls blue to the night. Turning red, turn wide, in the false blue to the night. Tell old red, miss old white, falling blue to the night, falling blue to the night. Keep working on it. All right, let's see if we can do it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Papa's on the porch, Mama's in the chicken, making the braids, TV in space. Screen tones red, little bit of white, falling blue to the night. Taxman say, farm got ignorant, shine on the lines, got a little time, getting kind of red, turn it all away, going all blue to the fray. Kids in the backyard, dogs in the bone, chicken running circles all alone. Angels in the front yard, put the dog in the hall. There goes chicken, circling y'all, still turning red, turn a little white, till she falls blue to the night. Turning red, turn a little white, in the false blue to the night. Tell old red, miss old white, falling blue to the night. Tell old red, miss old white, falling blue to the night. Here goes some punks right here. That one was called ghetto metal. Not what I was doing, but that band, I don't know if that was who that was. There was a band playing at the Ridgely tonight. Fire trucks outside. A couple of Pac-Man. A couple black and white Pac-Man and a fire truck right outside the Ridgely punk night. And I guess it's punk night, Friday night. I've heard some speed metal there, and then one night I was out there and I heard some of that, what they call scream metal, where they scream. I heard that one time. Pretty cool. Boys, we gotta try it again. Papa's on the porch, Mama's in the kitchen, making her braids, TV in space. Screen tones red, little bit of white, falling blue to the night. Taxman say, farm got ignorant, shine on the lines, got a little time. Getting kind of red, turn it all away, going all blue to the fray. Kids in the backyard, dog in the bone, chicken running circles all alone. Angels in the front yard, put the dog in the hall. There goes chicken, circling y'all, still turning red, turn a little white, till she falls blue to the night. Turning red, turn a little white, in the false blue to the nice. Tell old red, miss old white, falling blue to the nice. Tell old red, miss old white, falling blue to the night. Okay, I would give it to Willie Nelson, but he turned down King of Rogers for The Gambler. You know what I mean? Why even try? Willie's he's a grandpa. Maybe even a great-grandfather, probably. Saw him singing with his 2 sons 2 years ago. I didn't see him in person. I haven't met him. I've shook his hand. But I saw him on YouTube 2 years ago. Well, I saw him on YouTube the other night, but it was posted 2 years ago. Him singing some beautiful songs with Mika. Or is it Micah or Mika? The guy that leads out Particle Boy. He's the lead on Particle Boy. And then his other son, I believe his name is Lucas. And they were, whoops, got something. Boys, we're going to try it again. Papa's on the porch, Mama's in the kitchen, making her braids, TV in space. Screen tones red, little bit of white, falling blue to the night. Taxman say, farm got ignorant, shine on my lines, got a little time, getting kind of red, turn it all away, going all blue to the fray. Kids in the backyard, dog in the bone, chicken running circles all alone. Angels in the front yard, put the dog in the hall. There goes chicken, circling y'all, Still turning red, turn a little right till she falls blue to the night. Turning red, turn a little white till the false blue to the night. Tell old red, miss old white, falling blue to the night. Tell old red, miss old white, falling blue to the night. Thank you. So here's the plan on Grace. I'm still writing Escape from Maine. I got to finish that, and then I'll go and touch up Grace. We get Post Malone on board. It's up to Post Malone. I don't know. He doesn't really know me. I did live in Grapevine for a while. There was rumor he hung out in Grapevine. He also says Dallas. I lived in Carrollton. It's close to Dallas, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, I'd like him to be aboard on Grace. The only problem with Grace is this. If Gary Oldman says no, then we're not doing that one. If Gary Oldman says yes, then we will do Grace. But it's up to Gary Oldman. I'll put that one on the back burner. I'm going to work on Escape from Maine now. I got a lot of different ideas for Escape from Maine. But what I want to push is Grace. It's got Gary Oldman's name on it. Gerald Oldman III was written for Gary Oldman, so it has to have him in there because I wrote it for him. So it's a little werewolf movie. It's a pretty big deal. There's a lot of different options we have that can be on board. Substitute for Post Malone, maybe Mika Nelson, Willie Nelson's son, that has in Particle Boy. He could be a possible substitute because Post Malone's a pretty big star. So is Mika, but he would still be fun. The character is kind of an Oregon, have you ever been out to Oregon, like Portland? He's one of those kind of guys, kind of an eccentric. So it could be either or for that character. But Grace, I'm kind of putting on the back burner because I want it to be good. If I'm going to present it to Gary Oldman, it's going to have a touch of kind of quality that maybe Shakespeare might have presented to some of his actors. You know what I mean? So if we do that, it'd be a lot of fun. The idea behind Grace is to have a lot of fun. It would be. There's the characters. I'd love to bring Cooper in, maybe even to play the main guy or to play St. Patty. But all those things I got to put on the back burner because it's there. It's sitting there. And listen, I'm always going to be writing these screenplays. So anyway, I just coming up with some ideas, But it'd be fun. It's kind of an inventive thing. It's kind of a comedy, but it's kind of serious. But I'm not going to really focus on that. Probably tomorrow I might write another page, but I'm probably going to have to wait till the middle of the month because I got to talk to a tax consultant. I may go back and use H&R Block. I already tapped into TurboTax. It did work out, but it's not complete yet. So I have to figure out what's going on. I haven't seen any of my tax money for 2 years straight. And I still file. And I have copies of everything that I filed. Have not seen any of it for 2 years straight. So usually when I get tax money back, I buy equipment. That's how I got my gimbal. And that's how I got a lot of other stuff. I use that tax money to move up. A lot of people do. So we'll have to see, But tomorrow I'm going to hope to see a tax consultant to do this other part of the taxes, and I'll get into the details about the taxes. So there's good news. TurboTax did work out, but I had 3 jobs this last year. I worked for DoorDash, Grubhub, and I worked for what are they called? Oh, Einstein Bagels, which was a W-2. I think I've done this before. I just didn't talk about it. But the W-2 is treated different than the 1099. So the W-2s are easy. You just put in numbers and like anybody can do it. 1099, especially with TurboTax, they ask tons of questions and you get put in a circle. Like, I already answered that question. It goes back into a circle again. I already answered that question. They're a Whataburger. Right, like there's Whataburger. I gotta pick this up, drop it off your doorstep, I think. Double check this. I know 3 more scenes in Escape from Maine that need to happen. The last scene was the Belt 3. It was the 3rd time to visit the belt, the green conveyor belt. This scene is going to be next scene will be between Steven and Jonah talking about the fact that Aunt Cece's, which was called Aunt Dee Dee's for real, talking about how that they were moving out. So Aunt Cece's in the story and in real life, Aunt Dee Dee's actually moved out because of the landlord. So Aunt Cece's moves the pie pantry out. Okay, so we can see some kind of shot or something of people moving stuff out of the pie pantry. Then it goes in to where Stephen comes in and explains the situation. He's like, you're going to have to move, Jonah, because the pie pantry moved out and it's not going to be able to heat this place. And he kind of explains it. That's one scene. Then the second scene will probably be like a scene showing him moving into the High Street apartment in Dover Foxcroft. Then the third scene goes back to the belt, and that's when we're introduced the first time to the bulldog, which is basically the bulldog is the foreman that's online. He watches the factory line, and then he goes up to Jonah and tells him that one of the workers had an accident. That was the worker that cut his thumb at home. That he had an accident and that he's going to have him go upstairs and work the choppers. Then it'll cut to another night of him working the choppers, and that's a scene, kind of emotional scene, where he's yelling out, I wish I could go home, or not I wish I could go home, but I want to go home. And he's kind of crying to himself as the noise is just completely deafening. He's got the headphones on and he's waiting because he can tell that noise is deafening him. So it's a moment of pain and everything. And there's certain people that are working those choppers. One guy looks kind of like Joey Ramone, like a young version of Joey Ramone. There was a really guy that worked that had long hair. He worked the choppers too. And they're not really laughing at him. They're just doing their job. But you don't understand how loud this factory is on the upstairs. So those are kind of 3, maybe 4 scenes that are in the level, that are all back to back. After that, it's going to move on to another segment. But I know those 4 scenes, so I'll probably make 4 note cards and leave it there. That'll bring the script up to like 80 pages probably. Then we'll go from there. So like I said, by summer it'll be at least the body of the work will be finished. When we move out of summer and we go into probably fall, I may revisit Grace going in by October. If Grace is finished by October, then that means I'll print it all. I had a lot of ink today. I made a lot of prints today after TurboTax because I printed out the things that I filed. When we're going in October, I will print, if it's done, all of Grace, probably like a version of it. I'll tweak it for about a month. Then I'm going to mail it off to Grim Life, and that'll be my first. Well, it'll be at least with them. They'll be the keepers of the werewolf screenplay, Grace. So they'll have a physical copy of it in their their P.O. box. They can do with whatever they want with it. Hopefully they'll give it to somebody. They can pass it around or they can hang on to it. If they pass it around, some people I have in mind is Bradley Cooper. Another person I have in mind for Grace is Mark Wahlberg for possibly St. Patty. I've got also Bradley Cooper for St. Patty too. Post Malone for John Blacksmith or Mika Nelson, because I know Bradley Cooper knows Mika Nelson because he did the picking for him, A Star Is Born. Those are some options to be passed around to in Grace. Of course, Gary Oldman, they might can get it in his hands to see what he says. But it'll start off being launched to Grim Life Collective because they leave their information to send them stuff. They ask people to send them stuff. They get scripts. We'll be doing that at least hopefully before Halloween. Then we'll go back and revisit Escape from Maine. And then when I know that Escape from Maine is complete, then I'll print out Escape from Maine. And the first person that hopefully it'll get into the lap of is Johnny Whitworth. And I can easily give that to his brother through an email, and he can launch it to Johnny most likely. And then Johnny will have a script. So I would rather do Escape from Maine first because it's a little experimental, and it'll get me up to par if I am privileged to be director. It'll get me up to par if I were to handle a big piece with, big piece known as Grace, which is like a comedy horror almost. Escape from Maine has a little bit of that. It still has comedy in it. So we'll have to see. We're going to go in that direction. We'll be doing a lot by Halloween. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you've been only waiting for this moment to arise. You've been only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken wings and learn to see. All your life you've been only waiting for this moment to be free. You've been only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird waiting for this. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you've been only waiting for this moment to arise. You've been only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken wings and learn. Singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you've been only waiting for this moment to arise. You've been only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you've been only waiting for this moment to be free. You've been only waiting for this moment to be free. Come here. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you've been only waiting for this moment to arise. You've been only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you've been only waiting for this moment to be free. You've been only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly in the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you've been only waiting for this moment to arise. You've been only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you've been only waiting for this moment to be free. You've been only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly in the light of the dark black night. You've been only waiting for this moment to arise. You've been only waiting for this moment to arise. You've been only waiting for this moment to arise.